Alright, so, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. I'll continue along where I basically left off yesterday. I had to lie down before starting, so hopefully feel a bit better for the full session today. But I'm going to set a goal for today. It's going to be hands. Well, basically, the need to have something for the sack opening here, because we want to be able to hold the center prison sack open here, along with correctly orientate a bottle to pour liquid into it at this perspective. A little ambitious for what I usually do, but figure it out. Also, reaching the point where I feel like I should just be lazy with Kanoe's legs and just remove or extend the skirt so that it's just extra long. I don't need to worry about her legs at all. But that's basically where we're starting from. Alright, so how does a sack need to work? Basically, we're gonna have one bit being pulled along here, and then I need to move this a little bit. Perspective is a little bit weird, but for the most part, this is going to be in front of everything, right? Yeah. Alright, so go to sack. So the bag opening front side. I think I can... Do I actually need to move it across a little bit so that's a little bit more aligned with area here? Where is bag? So if the bag is more aligned so that it's like, oh, that's the eraser, around here. So basically have the bit where the fingers are kind of gripping over and then we want to, as the fingers are on the outside, so basically the thumb over the top. That's too small for the sack opening actually. We'll actually stretch this out a little bit. We stretch it out a little bit, then let's say we go like and just align it more with her butt. Cause even if this like ends up like hanging. Okay, these needs to be different colors, right? Basically, this bit's being gripped. This bit can actually... How do I make it fold over? This is like folding over. It pulls over the top. Because then, how does this have to go? This has to go like, this like pulls underneath, and then you put. If the thumb is on the top, then what, it'll be thumb over here, then you just have fingers and just and it'll be thumb, no, it'll be thumb like here, and then like hand will be like here. Just like finger underneath like that. Because then this will be you'll go thumb here, hand is underneath, and then you're pulling into the, which is where this comes from. This will be more like and this will be like into a central point here. All is a perspective enough that I actually want the main hole of this to be like here, and the whole bag should actually just go like this. If I just cover their leg, gigantic sack, I don't have to worry about the legs. That brings the arm down and out. Arms go like about a little bit forward. Another bit is just determining how this has to work. You can be purple. Probably better if this goes from here down to like here, right? Bu- bu- It's just like that then, how this is how to go. When you bring Ellie's arms more. Blah, 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 Oh jeez. Okay, so the fun bit is that the hand and the bag don't actually need to be separate. They can technically be the same part. How does that have to work in? Can I do the front of the bag as a single piece? Along with the hands? How feasible is that? This could be incredibly dodgy. As long as the rest needs to be... What am I looking at? I'm looking at what this. Ba, 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 la, ba. Ba, la, ba, ba, la, ba. What the heck is this? What? Hold up. Looking at that pisses me off. What the heck happened there? Is it this? What is this? Huh? bu- Hmm. Blah, 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 uh, bup, 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 lup, what am I looking at here? I'm looking at... This wall's over this part of the head. Bup, bup, Hmm. Hmm. How do you do the opening here? That doesn't feel right at all. How does a... I need to actually see how this works. How do I find a reference for this? want to see the top side of a sack. Of a bag when it's folding over. Because I've got the full opening here, so... The full opening, that... How does this have to work? Um... How does this have to work? Can I find a reference for this as really questionable? It should just be the opening, right? It's just the opening. We'll have the fold here. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 bum, ba, bum. Hmm. Have the no, the lower arm needs to be set. Or can this... If the lower arm needs to be in front of her breast. Okay. Will they ever overlap? That's also another question. If the arm goes below the breast, then it needs to be... I can actually... if her upper torso separated completely from the lower torso, literally just need to separate the upper torso from the lower torsos. Then the arms come in. The upper torsos are separate, then into the arm. So separate the head. Then the arms come in, and then the bag comes in. Okay. Alright, let's do some moving all of this stuff here. So basically, I need the how much does the upper body encompass here? This is the upper torso. Does that need to be in front? It actually needs to be behind. The poncho needs to be on top, but the torso needs to be below. Alright, so I'm just gonna grab these two. Let me just make some new folder, actually. These be smart. Okay, so basically from here and here, this goes into this folder. Then for here, we want the hair behind the head, that's fine. Torso, upper torso, clothing. Where is this part? That's just the breast. This is also just the... Okay, I haven't made any other parts yet. So we just need to put her arms into here. Okay, arms. I need to flatten the shoulder out a little bit here. So there we go. Upper arm, lower arm. Yeah. Does this need to be behind? Maybe I deal the... Yeah, wait, where do I have the sack? Sack thing goes in front of this part. This muscle is on the right lower arm. Where's the torso? I need to put out more. More. Oh, that's the wrong layer. Glorious. You. Actually, wait, no, that's the right layer. Bu- bu- bum. Hmm. I like how the shoulder looks there. We'll get the job done. Bup, 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 Alright, so that is the right side. This thing needs to be the left side. Bup, 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 bup. Actually, wait, where's the muscle here? You're on the outside. I'm looking at this, so... Bup, 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 bum. Also need a... Well, that's all done. Ba, 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 bum. Ba, 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 oh, indeed. That's probably a good thing, then, isn't it? Or am I supposed to ask what happened to your sleep schedule that you're here now? uh... Looking at this part of the arm... Oh, cheers to that. I'm currently losing my mind, so, where are my poisoning figures? I still have them, right? Let me see if I can play with this a little bit. You, this way. You in. I can totally. This needs to turn more this way. This needs to turn you. You need to turn up. And then, how do I get this to move out? Do I need to go... Wait, that's far out. So it's like into this muscle direction. Sure, okay. Good enough. It's not that far off. I can work with that. This is gonna probably be half in doctors anyway. Oh, I'm not following the chest at all, for the most part. Did I follow that closely? I don't feel like I did. I did not. Yeah, I'm not particularly great with breasts to begin with, so it probably still looks a little weird, but probably gonna be relying on a lot of shadows to just hide all the imperfections here, but I feel like the wrist part here looks a little bit weird. This is the inside part of this muscle. Where's this part? Not you, you. I need to pull this in more? That's just like straight inwards. Just right into there. That goes into, where's this piece? Where's the... You. Pull that straight into here. Connect that up. I mean, I'm being pretty greedy with these parts. The front of the bag here is currently including the hands all in a single piece, because honestly it doesn't need to, the hands don't need to shift very much on the bag opening. I feel like the perspective here is like way off. Okay, so if this is in here, then the back actually needs to go under. Need to go underneath, or can I just avoid the lower? No, it needs to go underneath. Okay, then we go. That's the sack opening. Then we need to go behind her arms. This has to be just her arms. Okay, go like that, go like that. Push this up to here. We're gonna get rid of this folder. Then we're gonna go into here. We're gonna go sack bottom. Plus. Need to have the opening of this going around behind. I'm just gonna hide this behind the hands here. Pull that right into here, and then we'll just... go like that, get into here, we'll just... Is that gonna be a problem? It could create a bigger fold here, we'll just go... Up that, then we just go like that, and then like that. A bit more of a fold here. Oh, there's so many lines. Then we want the top of the... we'll have their... just hide the legs behind the bottom of the sack, why not? We're just going to go ahead and go that as circle. The perspective is helping us a little bit, so not going to worry too much about the overall shape because it doesn't matter, just a little bit uneven. In fact, it'll actually help with this a little bit uneven. Make it look like it's actually packed with stuff. We'll just go like that, pop that. Okay, then, to be a little bit lazy here, we're just gonna grab this and go... I'll just do some corrections up top. This is going out of frame, so I don't really care too much about it. We'll just pull that out and around, and then pull... just put a crease into here. Okay, that means I basically don't need to care about her feet at all, so I don't need to care about that. At this angle, we want to do a mini Santa skirt, then it'll be going... The chest is going to completely block her torso, so we literally just want the skirt to come down. We want to just, like, skim over the top of the thighs here. As we're looking, let's see if I can work this out. Hmm. But sitting like this, what color am I not using right now? You can be fair orange. I can't see that. Okay, let me just change the paper color so I can see that a bit better. Hmm. Can I have only a front piece and just hide the remainder of it literally just behind her brain? I think I can because of the angle. If I make it tight to the legs. This arm looks too thin. Yeah, this arm is pissing me off. Where's this arm? Let me do da. We want to go. That's like the side of the wrist, isn't it? It's not the top of the wrist. Hmm. Alright, just ignore that for a bit. Where is the bottom of carry into here, lower torso. Alright, we'll just do hips. Or legs. Lower torso, whatever. Don't you... If it's gonna move, I need right leg, left leg. If it's not gonna move, I don't need right leg, left leg. I can literally just do the lower torso as one single piece. Is it gonna move? Hmm. Is it going to move, or is it going to move enough to warrant? Let's just keep it separate. All right. Hmm. bu- bu- bum, bu- bum. Bu- 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 bum. Okay, then you separate out into lift. Actually, wait, that was lift. Hold up. Go lift. This is gonna be right. I'm gonna name this a bit simpler. Alright, I'm just gonna go to the toilet real quick. Alright, let's see how we go with this. So the fly is coming down from like here. Honestly, this whole behind the stack, I really don't care what it looks like at this point. As long as it's dealing with the shape okay, it's honestly fine. As long as the shape is working here, it doesn't matter. Bu- 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 bum. Okay, so go like that and that. Just go. Bum, 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 bum. Maybe I'll play out more. Hmm. Alright, we'll just live with that for now. Alright, okay, so we don't actually care about what's happening behind the body, and take advantage of the fact that her breasts are very much packing it. You can hide a lot of the the not so visible parts of the skirt behind her breasts and just not deal with it. The fun bit is actually because of the angle. We actually do need to hard pull this over her hip here, like way out back. Then we need to pull hard around in front of her thighs. Should I actually just pull tight around her thighs? Other. Currently going through the line out portion for what's intended to be added here. Slightly losing my mind because I'm not particularly familiar with the perspective. But either way, this is intended to be a Christmas themed animation. Tighter. Tighter. Actually, more tighter. If I do the wool, do I need to? No, the wool goes around the outside. If the skirt is tight to her thighs, that means that if we're looking at her thighs here like so, then that means that this comes right down against this line. Then we have the second layer of the... Actually, wait, no, this should be at a... What kind of angle would this be at? Because the legs are... Oh my god, I hate perspective. The legs here... Where's the anatomy? Of... Legs are going... Because the body is going this way, and the legs are going this way. Right? A little bit. Like, not that much, but a little bit that way. Okay, so, how tight do I want this? If I want to make it, like, look very tight and also very much orientated to the body, then what I need is not a line like this, but a line like this. How do I feel about that? Let me grab just this part for a moment. Let me just see if I can salvage this a little bit. Let me just grab that a little bit that way and pull you a little bit. I mean, it kind of just got. Actually, don't you redraw that? That's about the right spot for that. Okay, that means that this needs to come down tighter to her hip. This spot is tighter to her hip. In, please. Then, when it gets to the bottom, then we want to grab... I'm going to be a little bit lazy with this. Let me just grab this. Copy paste and just go meh. So I'm gonna redraw that line anyway. Pull this in hard, the shape of her leg. Oh, that's wrong. But in hard, the shape of her leg. Drop this out. Then, given that, merge these two layers. Yep, merge these two layers. Then we want to do the full. No, we're going to be seeing the top of this. So we want this side to go around the leg like so. I want it to be that thick. That looks incredibly thick. Or whatever, I'm just gonna like be a little bit random with this and just make it more random by being not particularly careful and just see how that feels. Don't want it to be particularly even, so ideally probably not one blend. Okay, then we grab this eraser and go 1 and 2. Then switch it back to this mode, and then we're just going to go through and clean that up a little bit randomly as well. Okay, so that's like hard wrapping around her thighs. How do Santa boots usually go? Don't have to be like high boots, do they? I feel like it would go with a skirt like this. It's either stocking, no, not stockings, like thigh highs. Thigh highs. What's she wear normally? I feel like you see a lot of her leg. Kind of normal school socks. When you do thigh highs, you could give the thighs a bit of a squeeze. Everyone loves it. uh... Okay, I probably should just work out how Kanoe's hands have to go. That's probably more pressing at this exact moment. Okay, Kanoe's hands are probably going to be right at the top, right? And he'll be in front of her upper body. Her hair's not going to interfere because it's just not going to bring it up down. So I can just put it above everything here. Let me sit down. Shingon. Okay, now the biggest question is, do I need 2 angles of this bottle? With a bit of camera work, honestly, I don't have to have a work around the thing. Actually, if I just do 2 versions of the hands here, then I can just avoid having to do weird things to hide fingers at certain angles. I'm not losing my mind at all. Alright. How does the bottle have to sit here? I'll find a reference for this. Anyway. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to. Bup, 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 bum. Auto. I think we'll want to probably go hold the bottle aligned with her body. Hmm. Hmm. Bu-bum. Hmm. Hmm. Um. How do you put a? Do I have a reference for holding a bottle? I feel like I should. Uh. I have references for around a cylinder. I should. Um. Oh, jeez. Why do I not have this one? Save that hand reference. Save this one too. Hmm. Okay, so if I'd go with two different pieces entirely here. Or actually, if we have a back piece, a side piece, um, bum. Okay, go. Need to reach the main cylinder shape. The base. The neck of the bottle. Hello, how are you doing? Genuine argument that if I use two different pieces entirely, the bottle and the hands can be one piece. And that's really not a great idea, but it will work. Oh boy. Alright, so we cup the bottom of the bottle entirely, then it could just literally be hand. Just all be hand. Hold. This is the hand from what angle? much does the hand go around the bottle here? Where's my bottle? Because we're looking at this hand going cupping around, bringing the finger around. Hmm. Hmm. Bu- bu- ba- um. Hmm. They don't got the shapes. Hmm. Oh well, either way, cylinder. Don't make the hand smaller. Ba, 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 it's just more forward in perspective. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so that's it there, and then we want to rest. I probably don't want to be able to see through the bottle, but that means I have to be able to draw the head on the other side too, and I don't want to do that. But regardless. Ba, 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 bum. Want to wrap. What angle is this going to be at? I can't find a freaking reference for this. Really like a reference for this. Hmm. Bup, bup, bup. That's not too far off. Bup, 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 I wanted to actually make them separate pieces just so that it's less, I can work the perspective a bit better. Captain Hindsight's kicking my ass right now. Blah, 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 blah. Alright, I'm gonna just stop missing that for a bit. Okay, so how's the next bit have to go? The lower arm has come out from under the poncho, and I think this can actually like stick like way out here. About where that sits. The lower am I currently below the poncho? I am below the poncho. Because this lower arm needs to go behind the upper body. This arm needs to go behind everything because of the angle she's at. But the upper arm, the right arm here can go on this side. Looking at what? Um. Lower arm goes up there. And her lower arm go over her hand. If the lower arm goes on top of the hand and the bottle itself, actually it should be, right? Because the lower arm, we're holding the bottle back the other way, so the lower arm should go above the bottle, and then we can actually do the wrist so that the wrist is like that. But then we can once again go. Bup, bup, bup. That's fine. Okay, I'm slowly losing my mind. You gotta think about how to do the actual pouring motion. I think, realistically, it's just gonna have to be a different perspective, isn't it? Alright, let's just chill for the rest of the day. There's like a couple more bits that I need to do, but I need to have a think about it. At the current point, I think it's actually progressing okay, so maybe I'll just try and power through and finish it within the month. Before Christmas, ideally. That's not happening. Christmas is like in 2 weeks. At least I'd like to finish the art portion before then. Oh yeah, I need to check what the what's happening with Lunar New Year next year. I have another consideration of doing a VTuber model again for the Lunar New Year. I skipped this year's one because I couldn't figure out how to do a snake. Horse. Have a think about it. Realistically, if I'm going to do that, I need to actually start it probably in January. So that'll be done by Lunar New Year in like February. What do you do for a horse? What's the story of this anyway? It's typically a fire horse. Why is it a fire horse? What the heck is happening to this horse? Mm. Oh, wait. Um, I'm just kind of surprised they still haven't announced an event. Actually, no, Christmas is next week. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna finish on time. Probably miss. Yeah, probably will miss with it. Over the weekend. I don't know how much I'm gonna get done because I have already agreed to join in with my friends and play the new update on the Monster Hunter. So I'll probably eat up a fair amount of the weekend with that. Beyond that, I'm gonna just work along with it at least until New Year's. I'm not done by New Year's, honestly. I just shove it into the good old box of things I started and haven't finished, along with the many other things in the box of things I started and haven't finished. Oh, wait. Okay, well then. Not the full team here. How about giving me one where I actually had a full team? It's actually spectacular that this doesn't have a filter function. Alright, but anyways, I think I'll just finish up here. It's like I think for the most part, having her arm like this is actually fine. Perspective is just a little bit off. But otherwise, it's actually more or less fine. So there needs to be like a little bit more editors here. But honestly, part of the skirt's out of frame. I don't really care about it. And I just need to figure out how to actually have this turn so that this is directing the opening forward into the bag here. And while any effects that the bag does will do that during the coloring portion without any lines. Just completely raw dog first time it. Where's my motion plan actually? I have it somewhere. Oh, the motion plan's in the other file. But this is actually a second file when I change perspective. But regardless, I'm going to try and continue along with this. How long it takes is a different matter. The motions themselves should be quite simple. It will be a head perspective change because the heads need to be able to look slightly down and slightly up. Which does complicate the overall motions a lot because it means that every single hair piece and face piece needs to be able to change perspective as little as it needs to move. But that will take a fair amount of time. But everything else should be relatively linear, and most of it should be handled with just camera work. So, anyways, thank you very much for watching today's session on line arts. I will probably continue at least something over the weekend. How much is a different matter. But either way, if you want to see more of this, hopefully into the coloring phase by next time, remember to be subscribed or followed, depending on where you're watching from. Leave a like or helps me out, and see you again next time.